Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the Educational AD Podcast and another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. We'll be right back with Dan, but first, let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to thank Violet Defense for sponsoring the Educational AD Podcast. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience that you need. Go to violetdefense.com for more information. You will really be impressed. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. We have a Sideline Interactive video score table in our gym, and it is really a fantastic product. Please check them out. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call them at 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com and see what these fantastic products can do for you. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. You won't be disappointed. We also want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they are on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen video boards, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history, along with your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com. Or to learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute, give them a call at 614-981-3589 or email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to thank Huddle. At Huddle, we power sports. More than 180,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, are using Huddle to elevate the performance of their athletes and their teams using video and analytics. Huddle is the complete performance platform. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. We've got a Huddle Focus camera in our gym, and it is terrific. Of course, there's analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play. If you're a club or a youth program, Huddle can help you out. Of course, high school sports and college sports use Huddle, and even the professional teams are using Huddle to help their teams play better. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches at the colleges and universities that you're trying to get your kids recruited to. If you want to find out more about Huddle and what they can do for you and how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the Athletic Director's Toolbox segment of our podcast. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect some comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also gives you access to the 95% of the players and the parents who really love your program, and it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never used a survey to find out how your parents and student athletes feel about your programs, I really encourage you to do this. Go to athleticsurveys.com and let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. And we want to thank our good friends at Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can learn more at hometownticketing.com. And please check out What's Up with Upchurch every other Wednesday on the podcast, as Jessica Upchurch, a longtime athletic director and now Hometown Ticketing Pro, shares some best practices on the Hometown Ticketing platform. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. For any new listeners, Dan's a longtime athletic director in the state of Florida. He's a former or a past president of our state association, and he's currently the chairman of our mentoring committee for the FIAAA. Dan, episode 11, what do you have for us today?
Well, today I want to talk to you about the importance of athletic practice plans. You know, as educators, we all have to have our required to have lesson plans in our classrooms, and it's very important to have those. But there's a real need and an importance to have written practice plans for your athletic teams, whether it be golf or football or any of the major sports or even the minor sports. And I want to talk a little bit about the litigation that could happen to you in the courtroom if you don't have one. So let's take a break and I will hit you up with some information.
Okay, sounds good. Again, we're speaking with Dan Comeau, certified master athletic administrator from Florida. We'll be right back with the Mentoring Minute. Please stay with us. Hey, we want to thank Sideline Interactive for their support of the Educational AD podcast and the Mentoring Minute. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every single year, while also creating excitement in the gym for you and your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com and see exactly what these fantastic products can do for you. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. You won't be disappointed. All right, we're back with Dan Comeau's Mentoring Minute. Dan, you said you were going to share some tips about having practice plans. How does that work?
Well, you know, again, in the classroom, we all have to have lesson plans to do our educational process. And athletics, high school athletics is a extension of the classroom. And it's very important to have lesson plans, practice plans, not just for yourself and for your own safety and litigation, but for the assistant coaches. If if it's football, baseball, basketball, you're obviously going to have assistant coaches that are on campus or off campus, and they have to have their duties scheduled out. And if there's a situation where a child gets hurt or there's a question and it becomes a litigation issue in the courts and you're on the stand, you are the bad guy right off the bat as a coach, as a high school. And when a lawyer says to you, what was your plan for the day? And you don't have anything in writing, you kind of look not so good on the stand if you say, well, we were just doing practice. What was your practice plan? If you don't have a practice plan, you're probably going to lose that situation in the courtroom. I've seen it multiple times where coaches are on the stand and it's like a deer in headlights. It was golf. We just played golf. you have to have a practice plan in front of you to make sure that you look like you know what's going on. Your coaches know what's going on. And if a child is hurt, that you had a plan to protect that child.
That's so important. There's a document in our NIAAA literature, the 14 legal duties. And one of those duties is the duty to plan. So really, really important. What would be some things that you would suggest that the coach have, maybe, the top 3, top 5 things that are in that practice plan?
I think you should have a time to start and a time to stop, so that if something happened prior to practice or post practice, that you had that plan in place. I think you should have conditioning, proper conditioning, especially in Florida, in the heat. I think that's very important to put down. Techniques, what coach is going to teach what technique, and the overall practice. What is the goal? What is the objectives of that practice as we go on through the day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would toss in there. I always had my coaches list, even the indoor coaches, when we were going to take a water break. Okay. And so,
absolutely.
So it was documented in there. Great stuff. Dan, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain a little bit on this topic or any of the other topics that you've shared, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me at dcomeau19@comcast.net. And I would also like to promote the national conference in Denver in December. I will be doing a presentation there as well. I would hope that everybody would come and watch my presentation with Mike Gatley from New Jersey. Will be presenting on mentoring, and that's going to be, I think it's the 12th of December. So it'll be a great time. What a great place to have a conference in the wintertime. It's from what I told, it's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We want to encourage everyone that's listening to, if you're not already signed up, definitely sign up and register for the NIAAA's National Athletic Director Conference in Denver, and make sure you check out Dan's workshop. It's going to be a great one. Also throw out a little plug for myself. I'm going to be teaching 2 courses this year. One of the middle school courses, 701, and also the brand new Partnering with Parents course, LTC 716. So we hope to see you there. Please, if you see Dan or myself, come up and say hi. And we just hope you have a great experience there. Dan, thanks so much for sharing today.
Thanks for having me on.
For our listeners, remember the Zoom recordings of these interviews and all of Dan's mentoring minutes have been uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel, so you can see them. We appreciate you listening today. Come back again next week for another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. And again, we want to thank Hometown Ticketing for their support. Hometown Ticketing is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Learn more at hometownticketing.com. Find out exactly what they can do for you and your school.